The fishing boat rocked gently on the waves as Hyun checked his nets. It was a normal Tuesday morning off the coast of Busan. The sun was rising, painting the sky orange and pink. His sister Nari was below deck fixing the engine again. She was always fixing something. Hyun, Nari shouted from below.
Come look at this.
Hyun sighed and climbed down the ladder. The engine room smelled like oil and salt water. Nari was pointing at her radar screen. It showed something big, very big, falling from the sky. Is that a plane? Hyun asked. No plane moves like that, Nari said. She looked worried. It's coming down fast. Really fast. They both ran up to the deck and looked at the sky. A bright light was falling toward the ocean. It wasn't a plane. It wasn't a meteor either. The object was slowing down, but not enough. It hit the water about 2 kilometers away. The splash was huge. We should call the Coast Guard, Nari said. We're closer, Hyun replied. He started the engine. Let's go see if anyone needs help. They reached the crash site in 10 minutes. Pieces of strange metal floated on the water. The metal was purple and silver like nothing Hyun had ever seen. In the center of the debris was a large pod still intact. It was making weird beeping sounds. That's not human technology, Nari whispered. Before Hyun could respond, the pod opened. White smoke poured out. 3 figures stumbled onto the floating metal. They were not human. They looked like giant insects, but they stood on 2 legs. They had 4 arms and big black eyes. They were wearing some kind of suits that glowed blue. One of the creatures saw Hyun and Nari. It made a sound like screaming and clicking at the same time. Then all 3 creatures jumped back into the pod. Wait, Hyun called out. We want to help. He steered the boat closer. Nari grabbed the boat hook and pulled a large piece of the pod closer. The creatures were huddled inside, shaking. They're scared of us, Nari said. Why would they be scared? Hyun climbed onto the pod. The creatures pushed themselves into the corner. One of them held up a small device and pointed it at Hyun. A voice came from the device. It spoke Korean but with a strange accent. Stay back. This is a level 15 Deathworld. You should not be alive. Where is your environmental suit? Hyun looked down at himself. He was wearing jeans and a fishing jacket. Environmental suit? I don't understand. The creature's eyes got bigger. You are breathing the air? The poisonous air? Without protection? Poisonous? Nari said, climbing up beside her brother. What are you talking about? This is normal air. All 3 creatures started making clicking sounds. They seemed to be talking to each other very fast. Finally, the one with the device spoke again. I am Surveyor Velton. We are from the Galactic Survey Corps. We were mapping this sector when our ship malfunctioned. We crashed on your planet. Velton paused. You are native to this world? Yes, Hyun said. This is Earth. We're humans. Velton's whole body shook. Impossible. Our scanners classified this world as level 15. Maybe even level 16. Nothing this intelligent should evolve here naturally. What does that mean? Level 15? Nari asked. It means this planet is a nightmare, Velton said. The device made his voice sound afraid. Your atmosphere has too much oxygen. It would kill my people in minutes. Your gravity is crushing. Your sun radiation is deadly. Your water has things living in it. Dangerous things. And the life forms on this planet. Velton shuddered. We detected thousands of predator species. Large ones. Small ones. Flying ones. Swimming ones. This world should be empty or full of monsters. Hyun laughed. Earth is dangerous, but we manage. You get used to it. Get used to it? Velton repeated. We have been exploring the galaxy for 10,000 years. We have found only 12 level 15 worlds, only 3 level 16 worlds. They are all quarantined. No one goes there ever. But we live here fine, Nari said. Look, the water is safe. She dipped her hand in the ocean and splashed some on her face. All 3 aliens made screaming sounds and moved back. Velton raised his device. The water? You touch the water. It has bacteria. Viruses, parasites.
You will die.
Nari wiped her face with her sleeve. I've been swimming in this ocean my whole life. I'm fine. Velton was quiet for a long moment. Then he said something in his own language to the other 2. They clicked back at him. You are a Deathworlder, Velton finally said. A species that evolved on a planet that would kill almost everything else in the galaxy. This explains your biology. You are built to survive the impossible. We're just normal humans, Hyun said. He held out his hand to help Velton up. Come on, let's get you somewhere safe. Our boat has a cabin. You can rest there. Felton looked at Hyun's hand like it was a weapon. You want us to come with you? Into your vessel? Yes, we'll take you to shore. We can call for help. You are offering assistance? Even though we are strangers? Felton asked. Of course, Nari said. You crashed. You need help. That's what people do. The three aliens talked among themselves again. Finally, Velton extended one of his forearms and touched Hyun's hand carefully. Your people help creatures from other worlds? Even when you just met them? Why wouldn't we? Hyun said. Velton made a sound that the device translated as laughing. Because most species fear what they don't understand. Most species attack first. But you are offering help to beings who could be dangerous. Either you are very foolish or very confident. Maybe both, Nari said with a smile. They helped the three aliens onto the boat. The creatures moved slowly, like the gravity was too strong for them. Hyun noticed they were careful not to touch anything without checking it first. Inside the cabin, Velton looked around. He pointed at the coffee maker. What is that device? It makes coffee, Nari said. It's a drink. Do you want some? What does it do? Felton asked. It wakes you up, gives you energy, Hyun explained. Felton's device made a choking sound. You consume stimulants for recreation? That would be classified as mild poison for most species. Hyun poured himself a cup and drank it. It's just coffee. Felton watched him. Your species drinks poison for pleasure. You swim in bacteria-filled water. You live on a death world without protection. He paused. The Galactic Council needs to know about this. Humans are either the toughest species we have ever found or the most insane. Can't we be both? Nari asked. For the first time, Velton made a sound that seemed like genuine laughter. Yes, I think you are both. And I think the galaxy is about to become very interesting. As they sailed back to shore, Hyun looked at his sister. Neither of them knew that their simple act of helping three lost aliens would change Earth's future forever. They didn't know that within days, the entire Galactic Council would be arguing about what to do with a species that lived on one of the deadliest planets ever discovered. They just knew they had made 3 new friends, and that was enough for now. The Galactic Council station floated in space like a giant silver wheel. Inside its largest chamber, hundreds of alien species gathered. They were all staring at 3 humans standing on the central platform. Hyun and Nari stood beside Ambassador Kang. The ambassador was an older man who had been a diplomat for 20 years. He wore a simple black suit. He looked calm, but Hyun could see his hands shaking slightly. They're all scared of us, Nari whispered. Can you blame them? Hyun replied, looking at the crowd. Some aliens wore thick protective suits. Others stayed far back, behind barriers. Council Head Thress stepped forward. He was from an amphibian species with green skin and large golden eyes. He spoke, and a device translated his words into every language. We are here to discuss the human problem, Thress said. 3 weeks ago, Survey Corps discovered Earth, a planet classified as level 15, possibly level 16. And on this planet, we found an intelligent species. This has never happened before. Murmurs filled the chamber. Some aliens made clicking sounds. Others released strange smells. The humans couldn't understand all of it, but they could feel the fear and confusion. Humans claim they want peace, Thress continued. But history teaches us that Deathworlders are dangerous. They are aggressive. They are territorial. Every high-level Deathworld species we have found has tried to conquer others. Ambassador Kang stepped forward. May I speak? Thress nodded. You may defend your species, Kang smiled. I don't need to defend us. I just want to show you who we are. He pulled out a small bag. I brought lunch. Would anyone like to try human food? The chamber went silent. Then several aliens started shouting, Poison! Biological weapon! He's threatening us! Kang looked surprised. What? No, this is just food, look. He pulled out a sandwich and took a bite. See? It's safe. Velton, who was sitting in the front row, spoke up. Ambassador, what is in that food? Let's see. Bread, vegetables, meat, and some spicy sauce. Spicy? Velton repeated. You mean capsaicin? You eat chemical irritants? It just adds flavor, Kang said. Humans like spicy food. A bird-like alien in the third row fainted. Medical staff rushed to help. Thress held up his hand for silence. Ambassador Kang, perhaps you should explain human biology to the Council. They need to understand, Kang nodded. He pressed a button and a hologram appeared. It showed a human body. Humans are omnivores. We eat both plants and meat. Our digestive system can handle many different foods, including things that would be toxic to other species. He pointed to different parts of the hologram. We have a strong immune system. We heal from injuries quickly. We can survive in many different environments, from very cold to very hot, from mountains to oceans. You can survive in water, an alien asked. But water is full of dangerous organisms. We swim in it, Nari said. For fun? More murmuring from the crowd. Some aliens moved further back, Kang continued. Humans also do something called exercise. We purposely stress our bodies to make them stronger. We run long distances. We lift heavy objects. We push ourselves to our limits. You damage yourselves intentionally? Thress asked. Why? To grow stronger, Hyun said. When our muscles are stressed, they repair and become bigger. It's how we train. A crystalline alien in the back spoke. Its voice sounded like breaking glass. This species destroys and rebuilds its own tissue for improvement? That's actually brilliant, but terrifying, Kang smiled. Let me show you something else. He pulled out his phone and showed a video. It was his dog, a golden retriever, playing in his yard. This is my pet, Kang said. His name is Bori. The chamber erupted in chaos. That's a predator. You keep predators in your home? Is this a war beast? Kang laughed. What? No, Bori is friendly. He's part of my family. Many humans keep pets. Dogs, cats, birds, even fish. You live with predators voluntarily? Thress asked. He looked genuinely confused. And they don't attack you? We domesticated them thousands of years ago, Nari explained. We bred them to be companions. They protect us and we feed them and give them love. Love? Repeated a slug-like alien. You feel affection for predators? Of course, Hyun said. They're loyal and kind. They make us happy. Belton stood up. Council head, I have spent 3 weeks with humans. I have observed them. They are strange, yes. They are durable, yes. But they are not aggressive. They saved my crew when they could have left us to die. They shared their food. They gave us shelter. They treated us with kindness. Perhaps that was a trick, another alien suggested, to make us lower our guard. Kang shook his head. We don't want to trick anyone. We want to join the galactic community. We want to learn from you and share what we know. We want peace. But you are from a death world, Thress said. Your planet has created you to be survivors, warriors. How can we trust that you won't use your abilities against us? Because we choose not to, Kang said firmly. Yes, Earth is dangerous. Yes, we are tough. But that doesn't make us evil. We have wars in our history, yes, but we also have peace. We have art, music, science, and philosophy. We help each other. We build communities. We care for the weak and the sick. He looked around the chamber. We're not perfect. No species is. But we're trying to be better. Always better. That's what humans do. We adapt, we learn, we grow. Nari stepped forward. And we're curious. We want to know about all of you. Your cultures, your histories, your worlds. We want to be friends, not enemies. A small furry alien in the front row spoke up. His voice was soft. I have read the reports. Humans have something called music. And stories. And they create art. Deathworlders are not supposed to have such things. Warriors don't paint pictures. But we're not just warriors, Hyun said. We're also teachers, artists, doctors, scientists, parents, and friends. We're complicated like everyone else. Thress was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, the council will vote. Should we integrate Earth into the galactic community? Or should we quarantine your planet for safety? May I say one more thing? Kang asked. Speak. There's something humans do when we meet someone new, Kang said. He walked down from the platform and approached Thress. He held out his hand. We shake hands. It's a sign of peace and respect. Thress looked at Kang's hand. You want to touch me? Only if you're comfortable with it, Kang said. It's not required, but it's a gesture of friendship. Slowly, carefully, Thress reached out with his webbed hand and touched Kang's hand. They shook once, twice, 3 times. Your hand is warm, Thress said, and strong. Yours is cool and smooth, Kang replied. It's nice. Something changed in the chamber. The fear didn't disappear, but it lessened. Some aliens leaned forward with interest instead of pulling back in fear. We will vote tomorrow, Thress announced. But I will say this. In my 300 years on this council, I have never seen a Deathworld species offer a handshake. I have never seen them bring lunch to share. I have never seen them smile when they should be threatening. He looked at Kang. Humans are strange, but perhaps strange is not the same as dangerous. That night, Hyun and Nari sat in their assigned quarters on the station. Through the window, they could see Earth, a blue and white ball in the distance. Do you think they'll vote yes? Nari asked. I don't know, Hyun said. We're different from them. Really different. That scares them, but we're not scary. We're just us, Hyun smiled. Maybe that's what scares them. We're from a nightmare planet, but we're not monsters. We're just people who want friends. The galaxy is going to be interesting, Nari said. Yes, Hyun agreed. Yes, it is. Tomorrow would bring answers. But for tonight, 3 humans slept peacefully on a space station while hundreds of aliens stayed awake, trying to understand the impossible species from the death world called Earth. The voting was close. Very close. In the end, the Galactic Council decided to give Earth one chance. They called it the Endurance Trials. 3 humans would compete in tests designed for the toughest species in the galaxy. If they passed, Earth would be welcomed. If they failed, Earth would be isolated forever. Minho arrived at the Council station 3 days later. He was a Special Forces soldier, picked by Earth's military. He was tall and quiet, with scars on his hands from years of training. When he met Hyun and Nari, he bowed respectfully. I won't let Earth down, Minho said. We know, Hyun replied. But remember, this isn't just about strength. They need to see we're not monsters. Yuna came next. She was a xenobiologist, a scientist who studied alien life. She had volunteered immediately when she heard about the trials. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. I can't believe I get to meet so many species, she said. This is amazing. You have to survive first, Nari reminded her. Oh, I will, Yuna said confidently. I've studied the files. I know what to expect. The last human to arrive was Jinwoo. He was a civilian, a professional mountain climber. He had climbed the highest peaks on Earth and explored caves nobody else dared to enter. He smiled easily and seemed relaxed. This will be fun, Jinwoo said. Fun? Minho asked. These trials are supposed to be deadly. Everything's deadly if you're not careful, Jinwoo replied. But I'm always careful. The first trial was combat. Minho would face a champion from the Vrax species. The Vrax were famous warriors. They were 3 meters tall, covered in armor-like skin, and had 4 arms. They had won every combat trial for the last 50 years. The arena was huge. Thousands of aliens came to watch. They wanted to see if a human could really fight a Vrax warrior. The Vrax champion entered first. His name was something the translators couldn't pronounce properly, so everyone called him the Mountain. He looked at Minho and laughed. You are small, the Mountain said. This will be quick, Minho bowed. Thank you for fighting me, the fight began. The Mountain charged forward like a tank. His 4 arms swung with incredible power. Minho dodged. He was fast, much faster than the aliens expected. The Mountain swung again. Minho rolled under the attack and swept at the Mountain's legs. The Vrax warrior stumbled but didn't fall. He roared and attacked faster. For 5 minutes they fought. The Mountain used his strength. Minho used his speed and skill. The aliens watching were silent. They had never seen a Vrax warrior struggle like this. Then Minho did something unexpected. He stopped dodging and caught one of the Mountain's arms. The Vrax warrior was shocked. Humans weren't supposed to be strong enough to stop him. Minho pulled, twisted, and used the Mountain's own weight against him. The huge warrior fell. Before the Mountain could stand, Minho had him pinned. The fight was over. The arena erupted. Some aliens cheered. Others looked terrified. The Mountain stood up and offered his hand. Minho shook it. You are strong, the Mountain said, and skilled. I am honored to lose to you. You are a great warrior, Minho replied. Thank you for teaching me. Velton, watching from the stands, turned to Hyun. He defeated a Vrax champion. That should be impossible. Minho trains every day, Hyun said. For hours. He's been preparing his whole life. For what? To be better than he was yesterday. The second trial was medical endurance. Yuna had to survive in a medical testing chamber for 24 hours. The chamber would expose her to different conditions: extreme heat, extreme cold, low oxygen, high pressure, and various chemicals. Most species could only last 6 hours before they needed to quit. Yuna entered the chamber with a smile. She wore only light clothing and carried a water bottle. The aliens monitoring the trial looked at each other nervously. The trial began. The temperature dropped to freezing. Una shivered but kept moving. She did exercises to stay warm. After 2 hours, the temperature rose to extreme heat. Una drank her water slowly. She found the coolest spot in the chamber and rested. Then the oxygen levels dropped. Most species would panic. Una closed her eyes and slowed her breathing. She had trained for this. High-altitude mountain climbing taught humans how to breathe with less oxygen. Her heart rate is stable, one of the medical staff said. How is that possible? Humans evolved at various altitudes, another staff member replied, reading from a file. Some of their populations lived in mountains for thousands of years. They adapted, the trial continued. Pressure increased. Chemicals filled the air. Una covered her nose and mouth with her shirt. She stayed calm. She took notes on a pad documenting how her body felt. Even during the trial, she was being a scientist. 24 hours passed. The chamber opened. Una walked out. She was tired and sweaty, but she was smiling. That was incredible, she said. My body responded exactly like the research predicted. The data will be so useful. The medical staff just stared. She wasn't supposed to be happy. She was supposed to be traumatized. Don't you feel pain? One of them asked. Oh, I feel it, Una said. But pain is just information. It tells me what my body is experiencing. I can't let it control me. You use pain as data? Another staff member asked. Of course. Don't you? They did not. The third trial was environmental survival. Jinwoo would be dropped on a level 11 death world with basic supplies. He had to survive for 3 days. Most species couldn't survive for 3 hours. The planet had dangerous predators, poisonous plants, extreme weather, and limited water. Jinwoo looked at the planet from the ship. It was covered in dark forests and steep mountains. He nodded. Looks like home, he said. This is not home, Thress said. He was monitoring the trial personally. This is one of the most dangerous test sites we have. Are you certain you want to do this? I climb mountains for fun, Jinwoo said. This is just camping with extra steps. He jumped from the ship with a parachute. The aliens thought parachutes were terrifying. Humans used them regularly. Jinwoo landed in a forest. Immediately, he started working. He found water first, testing it carefully before drinking. He built a shelter using branches and leaves. He made a fire using sticks and friction. The aliens watching through drones were amazed. He's making fire without tools? Felton said. That's a fundamental survival skill. All humans learn this? Thress asked. Many do, Hyun confirmed. We teach our children how to survive in nature. You train your young for Deathworld survival? We call it camping. That night, a predator approached Jinwoo's camp. It was like a bear, but larger and meaner. Jinwoo saw it coming. He didn't run. He stood up, made himself look bigger, and shouted loudly. The predator stopped, confused. Nothing on this planet challenged it before. Jinwoo banged his cooking pot and shouted more. The predator decided this strange creature wasn't worth the trouble. It left. He scared away the predator, an alien observer asked. The predator that kills everything? He made himself seem more dangerous, Nari explained. It's a technique. Humans have been dealing with predators for millions of years. 3 days passed. Jinwoo climbed a mountain just because it was there. He found interesting plants and documented them. He even helped rescue a small alien creature that was stuck in a hole. When the ship came to pick him up, he looked disappointed. Already? He asked. I was just getting comfortable. Back on the station, the 3 humans stood before the council again. The aliens looked at them with new eyes. Not fear exactly, but respect mixed with confusion. You passed all 3 trials, Thress announced. You didn't just pass. You exceeded every expectation. Minyo defeated our strongest warrior. Una survived conditions that would kill most species. Jinwoo treated a death world like a pleasant vacation. We did our best, Minho said quietly. Your best is frightening, Thress replied. But I understand something now. Humans are tough because they have to be. Your planet made you strong, but it also made you adaptable, clever, and persistent. You don't just survive, you thrive. Does this mean we pass? Una asked hopefully. Yes, Thress said. The council will vote to accept Earth, but... He paused. There is a new problem. Your trials were broadcast across the galaxy. Everyone saw what humans can do. And now the Kryn Empire wants to meet with you. Why is that a problem? Jinwoo asked. Because the Kryn Empire only makes one kind of offer, Thress said grimly. They want warriors. And they just saw that Earth produces the best warriors in the galaxy. The three humans looked at each other. They had passed the trials, but their biggest test was still coming. The Kryn Empire's ship arrived 3 days later. It was massive, black, and covered with weapons. When it docked with the council station, everyone felt nervous. The Kryn had a reputation. They were conquerors. They were strong, and they always got what they wanted. Ambassador Kang called an emergency meeting. He gathered everyone in a secure room. Hyun, Nari, Minho, Yuna, Jinwoo, and 2 new arrivals from Earth. One was Tai Yang, a philosophy and ethics professor from Seoul University. The other was Hana, a military strategist. Both had been sent specifically for this situation. The Kryn want to meet with us, Kang said. They saw the trials. They saw what humans can do, and now they want us. For what? Taeyang asked. He was an older man with gray hair and gentle eyes. As warriors, Hana replied. She was younger, sharp, and direct. I've studied their history. The Kryn Empire conquers weaker species and forces them to serve. They use soldiers from Deathworlds as their frontline troops. They're probably planning to make the same offer to us. What kind of offer? Nari asked. Technology for soldiers, Hana said. They give us advanced ships, weapons, and knowledge. We give them human warriors to fight their wars. That's slavery, Minho said quietly. They won't call it that, Hana replied. They'll call it an alliance. A partnership. They'll make it sound good. Taeyang leaned forward. We need to think carefully about this. Earth is new to galactic politics. We're weak compared to established empires. If we say no, they might attack us. But if we say yes, we become weapons for conquerors. So we're trapped? Jinwoo asked. Not trapped, Kang said. We just need to be smart. The meeting with the Kryn happened the next day. War Chief Draknor entered the chamber with 6 guards. He was huge, even bigger than the Vrax warriors. His species looked like a mix between a lizard and a bear, with thick scales and sharp teeth. He wore armor decorated with the symbols of conquered worlds. Draknor looked at the humans and smiled. It was not a friendly smile. So these are the Deathworlders everyone is talking about, he said. His voice was deep and rough. You don't look like much. Appearances can be deceiving, Kang replied calmly. Draknor laughed. I watched your trials. Impressive, very impressive. That's why I'm here. The Kryn Empire wants to make you an offer. We're listening, Kang said. Join us, Draknor said. Become part of our empire. We will give you technology beyond your dreams. Faster ships, stronger weapons, medical advances that will cure your diseases. All we ask in return is soldiers. Your warriors will fight for the empire. They will be honored. They will be feared. They will be legends. You want us to fight your wars, Hana said. I want you to win glory, Draknor corrected. The Kryn Empire is expanding. We bring order to chaos. We unite the weak under strong leadership. With human warriors, we would be unstoppable. And if we say no? Kang asked. Draknor's smile disappeared. Then you stay on your little planet. No technology, no allies, no protection. The galaxy is dangerous. Many species would love to conquer a death world. The resources alone would be valuable. Without powerful friends, Earth would be vulnerable. That sounds like a threat, Minho said. That sounds like reality, Draknor replied. I'm offering you a choice. Join us and become powerful, or refuse and take your chances alone. Kang nodded. Thank you for your offer. We need time to discuss this with our government. You have 3 days, Draknor said. After that, my offer expires. He stood up and left, his guards following. When they were gone, everyone was quiet. Finally, Taeyang spoke. This is a test, he said. Not of our strength, but of our character. The galaxy is watching. If we become warriors for hire, we prove that Deathworlders are dangerous. We prove that we're exactly what everyone fears. But if we refuse, we might face consequences, Hana finished. The Kryn don't accept rejection well. They could attack Earth. They could spread lies about us. They could make our integration with the galactic community impossible. So what do? Nari asked. Yuna, who had been quiet, spoke up. We do what humans do best. We adapt. We find a third option. What third option? Hyun asked. We make our own offer, Yuna said. Not to the Kryn, to the Council. Over the next 2 days, the humans worked on their plan. They talked to Velton and other friendly aliens. They researched galactic law. They prepared a presentation. On the third day, they called a meeting with the full Galactic Council. Draknor was there too, waiting for Earth's answer. Ambassador Kang stood before the council. "We have considered the Kryn Empire's offer," he said, "and we must decline." Draknor stood up, his face angry. "You refuse? You choose weakness?" "No," Kang said. "We choose something else, something better." He pressed a button and a hologram appeared. It showed a document. "This is what Earth proposes. We call it the Soul Accords." Thress leaned forward. "What is this?" "A promise," Kang said. "Earth will not become warriors for any empire. We will not fight wars of conquest. We will not invade or attack peaceful species, but—" He paused. "We will defend those who cannot defend themselves. We will protect the weak from the strong. We will stand against oppression and tyranny. We will be peacekeepers, not conquerors." The chamber was silent. Then Taiyang stood up. "For thousands of years, humans have struggled with a question. How do we use our strength? We've made mistakes. We've fought each other. We've hurt innocent people. But we've also learned. We've grown. We've realized that true strength is not about domination. It's about protection." Hana stood next. "The Kryn Empire wants us to fight for them. But we won't fight for anyone. We'll fight with those who share our values. We'll stand alongside those who choose peace over war. The Soul Accords state that Earth will offer military assistance only in defensive situations. Only to protect, never to conquer." Minho stood. "I'm a soldier. I've trained my whole life to fight. But I didn't train to be a bully. I trained to protect my family, my friends, my home. That's what Earth's military will do. We'll be the galaxy's shield, not its sword." Draknor laughed. "How naive. You think you can be heroes? You think the galaxy needs your protection? You're one planet. One species. You're nothing." "Maybe," Hyun said, standing up. "But we're nothing that once pulled 3 drowning aliens from the ocean. We're nothing that offered food to strangers. We're nothing that wants to make friends instead of enemies." Nari stood beside her brother. "We might be from a death world, but we're not monsters. We're just people trying to do the right thing." Jinwoo was the last to stand. "And if doing the right thing means we face consequences, then we face them. We won't compromise our values just to feel safe." Draknor looked at them with contempt. "Then you are fools. The Kryn Empire remembers this insult. We will not offer again." He turned to the council. "And when Earth falls because they have no allies, remember that I tried to help them." He stormed out of the chamber. The council was quiet for a long moment. Then Thress spoke. "You understand what you've done? You've made a powerful enemy. The Kryn do not forget. They do not forgive." "We understand," Kang said. "And you still choose this path?" "Yes." Thress looked at the other council members. They made sounds and gestures, communicating in their various ways. Finally, Thress turned back to the humans. "The Soul Accords," he said. "This is unprecedented. Never has a Deathworld species offered to protect others instead of dominating them. It goes against everything we thought we knew." He paused. "But watching you these past weeks has taught us that humans are full of surprises. The council will review your proposal. But I will say this. If you truly mean what you say, you will have allies. Not all of us trust strength. Some of us trust character." As they left the chamber, Velton approached them. "That was either the bravest or most foolish thing I've ever seen," he said. "Probably both," Hyun replied. "The Kryn will not let this go," Velton warned. "They will come for Earth. They will try to force you to submit." "Let them come," Minho said quietly. "We'll be ready, will you?" Velton asked. "You have no fleet, no orbital defenses, no allies yet. How can you be ready?" Yuna smiled. "Have you forgotten? We're from a level 15 death world, maybe level 16. We've been surviving the impossible our whole lives. Surviving is not the same as winning a war," Velton said. "Then we'll learn," Jinwoo said. "That's what humans do. We adapt, we overcome, we survive." Velton looked at them with his large insect eyes. "I believe you," he said softly. "Stars help me, I believe you." The warning came 6 weeks later. A Kryn fleet was heading toward Earth. 200 warships. More firepower than most civilizations could imagine. They weren't coming to negotiate. They were coming to conquer. Earth's governments worked together like never before. Every nation contributed. The newly formed Earth Space Force prepared for battle. Commander June led the defense. He was young for a commander, only 35. But he was brilliant. He understood something important. Earth couldn't match the Kryn in firepower, but they didn't need to. "We're not fighting in space," June said at the strategy meeting. "We're fighting near Earth, that's our advantage." "How is that an advantage?" asked a general from the council observers. "Because Earth is a level 15 death world," June replied. "And we know how to use it." On the moon, Rin worked in a secret facility. She was an AI specialist, one of the best in the world. She had been tasked with creating something special. Not a weapon exactly. More like a helper. She called it Baram, which meant wind. "Baram," Rin said to the computer, "show me Kryn ship systems." The AI displayed diagrams stolen from Kryn databases. The Kryn thought their systems were secure. They were not secure against an Earth AI. Baram had hacked into their networks weeks ago, learning everything it could. "Their ships are efficient," Baram said. Its voice was calm and pleasant. "But they're designed for sterile environments. They expect clean battles." Rin smiled. "Then we give them a messy one." The Kryn fleet arrived. Draknor stood on the command ship's bridge, watching Earth on the screen. The blue and white planet looked peaceful. Beautiful, even. He hated it. "Scan the planet," he ordered. "Find their defenses." His officers worked quickly. "Sir, they have 40 ships. All small. No heavy weapons. No orbital platforms. No shields." Draknor laughed. 40 ships, that's all? This will be over in an hour." What he didn't know was that those 40 ships were designed differently. Earth engineers had built them to survive extreme conditions. They were over-engineered for space. They could handle radiation, temperature changes, and stress that would tear apart normal ships. They were built like everything humans made, tough and resilient. The battle began. The Kryn fleet attacked first. Their weapons were powerful, designed to destroy enemy ships quickly. But the Earth ships were small and fast. They dodged and weaved like fighters, not capital ships. "They're like insects," a Kryn officer said, frustrated. "We can't hit them." "Then use area weapons," Draknor ordered. "Blanket fire. They can't dodge everything." The Kryn released massive weapon blasts. 3 Earth ships were destroyed, but the rest kept moving. Then they did something unexpected. They released clouds of something into space. "What is that?" Draknor demanded. "Scanning. It's biological material. Bacteria and microorganisms. From Earth?" An officer looked horrified. "They're using Deathworld bacteria as a weapon?" The clouds drifted into the Kryn formation. At first, nothing happened. Then the Kryn ship's external sensors started failing. The Earth bacteria, which was harmless to humans, was eating away at the Kryn ship's exterior coating. It wasn't dangerous exactly, but it was annoying and distracting. "Clear the sensors," Draknor yelled. "Fix the systems." While the Kryn were distracted, something else happened. Baram activated. The AI had been hiding in the Kryn network, waiting. Now it moved. It didn't destroy systems. That would be too obvious. Instead, it made small changes. Temperature controls adjusted by a few degrees. Gravity generators fluctuated slightly. Air circulation became less efficient. Nothing major. Just enough to make the Kryn crews uncomfortable. And uncomfortable soldiers make mistakes. On Earth's surface, Minho led a ground defense team. The plan was simple. If any Kryn ships landed, humans would be ready. His team was positioned in the Korean mountains waiting. "You think they'll land?" asked one of his soldiers. "Eventually," Minho replied. "They'll get frustrated fighting in space. They'll want to land and conquer properly. That's when we have them." In space, June watched the battle unfold. The Earth ships were losing. They were outnumbered 5-1, but they were lasting longer than the Kryn expected, and that was the point. "Release Phase 2, June ordered. Earth ships started broadcasting something. It looked like communications, it sounded like static. But it was actually Earth media. Documentaries about Earth's wildlife, videos of storms, volcanoes, and earthquakes, footage of predators hunting. The Kryn received these broadcasts on their main screens. They couldn't block them without shutting down communications entirely. At first they ignored the videos, then they started watching. and what they saw terrified them. "That's the planet we're invading?" a Kryn pilot whispered, watching a documentary about hurricanes. "Those storms are natural?" Another pilot watched a video of a great white shark hunting. "Those are animals? Not war beasts?" "Look at this," another said, watching footage of a volcanic eruption. "The whole planet is trying to kill everything on it." Fear spread through the Kryn fleet. They were tough warriors, but they had never faced a death world before. Seeing Earth's nature in action made them realize what they were actually trying to conquer. Draknor noticed the fear in his crews. "Ignore the videos, focus on the battle!" But the damage was done. Psychological warfare worked. Then the real battle began. Hyun, Nari, Jinwoo, Yuna, and Taiyang were on one of the Earth ships. They had volunteered to be part of the crew, not as soldiers but as something else. "Broadcasting now," Nari said. She opened a communication channel to the Kryn fleet. Her voice went out to every ship. "This is Nari of Earth," she said. "We don't want this war. We don't want to kill you. But we will defend our home. You saw the trials. You saw what humans can do, but that's not even our full strength. That's just 3 people. Imagine 40 billion of us. Imagine all of humanity fighting to protect our planet." Hyun spoke next. "We pulled your people from the ocean when they crashed. We offered them help. That's who we are. But we're also survivors. We're from a planet that tried to kill us every day. We learned to fight back. We learned to win." Jinwoo's voice was next. "You think your ships are strong? We built ours to survive Earth weather. Your weapons are powerful? We've been dealing with natural disasters that make your weapons look gentle." Yuna spoke calmly. "And if you land on Earth, you'll face our biosphere. Air you can barely breathe. Gravity that will strain your bodies. Diseases you have no immunity to. Predators you've never imagined. Every living thing on our planet is designed to survive the impossible, and so are we." Finally, Taeyang spoke. "But here's what we really want you to know. We don't hate you. We're not monsters. We're offering you a choice. Leave now and there's no more fighting. No more death. We can still find peace, or keep attacking, and see what happens when you anger a death world species that's been surviving the impossible for millions of years." There was silence. Then Draknor's voice came through. "You think words will stop us? We are the Kryn Empire." "Then come and try," June replied. "But remember, you're not fighting 40 ships, you're fighting Earth." The Kryn fleet attacked again. They focused all their firepower on breaking through. They destroyed more Earth ships. The defense was collapsing. It looked like the Kryn would win. Then something unexpected happened. Other ships appeared. Not human ships. Alien ships. Ships from Council species. Felton's people arrived first. Then Thress's amphibian fleet. Then others. Dozens of ships from species that had decided humans were worth protecting. "We stand with Earth," Felton broadcasted. "They kept their promise to protect the weak. Now we protect them." The battle changed. Now the Kryn were outnumbered, and they were fighting near a death world, where conditions favored the humans and their allies. Draknor realized he was losing. "Retreat," he finally ordered. "This battle is over." "Sir?" an officer asked. "We can still win." "No," Draknor said. "Look at them. They're fighting alongside species that should be terrified of them. They turned Deathworlders into peacekeepers. They made allies out of fear. That's something we can't fight with weapons." The Kryn fleet left. Earth was safe. Not because humans were the strongest warriors, but because they had proven they were worth fighting for. Later, at the council station, Thress made an announcement. "After much deliberation, the council has made a decision regarding Earth's classification." Hyun and Nari held hands, nervous. "Earth is officially classified as a level 16 death world," Thress continued. "The highest classification. But..." He paused. "We're adding a new designation. Earth is also classified as a peaceful apex death world. The first of its kind. A planet deadly enough to create nearly unstoppable survivors, but those survivors choose peace over conquest. The chamber erupted in sound. Some species cheered. Others clicked or buzzed or hummed their approval. Furthermore, Thress said, "The soul accords have been accepted. Earth is now an official protector of Council worlds, and in return the Council will help defend Earth and share technology." Kang bowed. "Thank you. Earth is honored." 6 months later, the first intergalactic trade port opened on Earth. Hyun and Nari helped manage it. They watched as alien species carefully entered, wearing protective suits and looking nervous. Meanwhile, humans walked around in t-shirts and jeans, smiling and welcoming. "Coffee?" Hyun offered a small furry alien.